Is dating and approaching for men easier in South America than it is in the United States? I've heard this so many times that when guys are really struggling with dating in the United States, it's easier to just be an expat or a digital nomad and travel to another country. And then because you're exotic, that's the key that people think. Because you're exotic, now you get women. And this isn't true. But there is truth to the idea that it's easier dating in like a South American country. So I want to give you my experience in this video and tell you what I really think about the differences between dating in the United States and dating in South America from my experience. I lived in Argentina for 3 months and I dated all the time. I dated so many women and I did so much approaching. I approached 3 girls every day. And then I went on multiple instant dates. I set up dates later. I did everything you can think of. And so what I learned, what I observed is the number one most important reason that dating can be easier in South America. And notice how I said can be easier. It's not necessarily easier for everyone, but it can be easier because culturally, dating is more forward. That's it. Culturally, dating for women is more forward. And what I mean is that the women in South America, it's more common to take the first step. If they want to kiss a guy, for example, on a date, they won't wait for him to kiss. They won't show subtle signs like American women will do. They will just kiss him. They will literally, I had a girl literally grab my face and pull me in and kiss me. I was thinking in that moment, I think I'm about ready to kiss this girl. I think I'm gonna kiss her. And then before I finished that thought, she grabbed me and pulled me in and kissed me. And that's what I saw with her multiple times when we went on dates. She would hold my hand. She would be the one to grab my hand. She would be the one to get the check, like ask for the check. She wouldn't pay, but she would ask for the check. She would be the one to like initiate dancing, like let's dance. And that's what I saw with other South American women. At least in Argentina, because it's the experience I'm speaking from, is they would be the one to take the step. And I know this is not universally true in all of South America, because I believe in Colombia, women are not as forward, but Argentine women are very forward. Now, the reason this is much different from the United States is American women would never, ever do that. They will show you a million signs. They will do everything but take the action. They will do everything but do it for you. They're not going to ask for your phone number. They're not going to ask you out on a date. They're not going to kiss you first. They're not going to ask you to dance. They're not going to hold your hand first, right? They're going to show you signs they want you to do those things. And then it's on you to do it. And if you don't do it, then they lose interest and they move on. But in South America, women are more forward. This also comes down to the pacing. Pacing is very different in South America. Like I said, girls will kiss you on the first date. They're not waiting a long time to take these actions. And they're not uncomfortable when it comes to sex. They don't see sex as highly as American women. Now, this could be religious and cultural. I'm not exactly sure where this stems from. I'm just speaking from my experience. But what women in South America tend to see when it comes to sex is like a fun act to do. They don't relate it to such seriousness, such gravity that American women do. Like American women protect the first time with a guy as a sacred thing, as something they want to put off. Not all American women, obviously. Some will sleep with you the first night, but a lot of women have rules of like 3 dates, 5 dates, whatever. And not that they always stick to those rules, but what I'm saying is they take sex very seriously, while South American women tend to not care as much, tend not to hold it so highly. And so they're more likely to have sex with you sooner. They're more likely to show you signs and be pretty forward and direct with you. And I had girls doing this with me. They wanted to have sex almost immediately. And that was common. And so there's not this as much judgment around it as there is in the United States. Now, I was asked when I was telling this to somebody, an American, they said, what's the rate of STDs in South America? And I said, I don't know. That's a great question. That is a great question. When it comes to the expectation of masculinity and men, I would say it's pretty similar. I would say the way the men are expected to interact with women and that they're expected to take direction and move things forward and be the leader is still the same. I would say the Women still complain when a guy doesn't approach, when a guy is too shy, or when a guy approaches and he's so drunk that his approach is horrible or inappropriate. That women hate that and they experience it often. So the men are essentially the same, but they're also forward in the way that they how quickly they want the pace to go as well, to seriousness. So I talked to an Italian friend. She was a woman, and she was going on dates with Argentine men, and I was going on dates with Argentine women, and we were talking about the similarities, and they both had one thing in common, that they would hold hands after the first date. So I went on a date with a girl. Once we left the coffee shop and we're walking to like another location to continue the date, she grabbed my hand and held my hand, which in America, that's like a really big deal. You know, that's boyfriend, girlfriend status. You don't just hold a stranger's hand if she's a girl on a date, ever, right? And same thing with my Italian friend. She said in Italy, it's a big deal as well. But in Argentina, at least, I don't know about the rest of South America, but at least in Argentina, it's not that big of a deal, I suppose. It doesn't have so much weight. Same thing with sex. Women are also socially warm. It's warmer. Like the social interactions you have with people in general are warmer. People are more touchy-feely. Women will come up and they'll get closer to you. They're not so nervous about that. And so culturally, they just make it easier. There's less coldness. There's less like analyzing her signs because she's more forward. It's clearer to men that these women want you to take steps forward because they make the signs way clearer by being more direct, by touching you, by getting really close to you, by literally kissing you. They will take those steps. And so men are less confused. Men feel more confident. So men do have an easier time, but it's not because men are exotic. It's not because you're an American and they're just sleeping with Americans. Oh my gosh, an American, I must sleep with you. Or I want papers. In fact, I found in Argentina that women, they did not want to leave their country. Because I would talk to women about more serious relationships. And I would say, would you ever live in the United States? Just probing. And they said, absolutely not. I don't want to leave my country. I love it here. So they don't want papers, man. There are women in South America who want a better life, and they can see that going through marrying an American is a ticket to a better life. So they may attempt to get papers from you, may attempt to, latch on to you. But I never experienced this. Women, they did not want to come to my country. They wanted me to stay there. They want me in Argentina. They like Argentina, even if they were broke. Even if they were struggling to eat at the end of the month because their check hasn't come in, they didn't care. They love their country. So it's not necessarily that being an American is such an interesting, amazing thing that women are trying to latch onto you, or that they're trying to get something from you because you're an American. You essentially, from their perspective, have an easier life than they do. Also, the public affection norms are much higher. So it's almost like other people don't even exist, and making out in the street is common. Making out in bars is common. Affection is super common publicly. They just don't care as much. And it's almost like, it's really sweet. They don't mind showing off that, like, if I'm in love with this woman, I'm going to make out with her in front of everybody, and I don't care because I'm feeling romantic, and she's going to make out with me because she doesn't care. And I loved it. I thought it was cool. Now, to a degree, because I was like making out with a woman in the street, and we've been making out for like 3 minutes straight, and I was like trying to control the pace a little bit, so I backed off, and she's like, you don't want to make out? I want to make out. I like making out. And I'm like, do we have to do it all right this second? We just gonna suck on each other's faces in front of everybody for 10 minutes? When is this gonna end? When do you want this to end? She thought I wasn't interested in her because I stopped making out with her for a moment. Now, I've also heard that Latinas, South American women, are more flaky than American women. And I would say from my experience that this is not true. This is limited experience, but it's just coming from me. I would say the flakiness rate is about the same. If you set up a date and y'all are texting and you're trying to get the date to happen, Latino women flaked on me plenty of times in South America, but American women have flaked on me as well. So I would not say that. I don't think I have enough data personally to say that one is better than the other. I'd say they're about even. Still, if you follow the same rules of creating great interactions, having good text game, and building a great connection and vibe with the girl that she really is excited to continue to experience, she's going to go on the date with you. So it doesn't matter if you live in America or live in South America. Now, my whole goal with this video is to show you guys the real differences from lived experience in South America, because I want you to know what you could benefit from if you wanted to go to South America and attempt dating. I recommend, if you're going to take a solo trip to a South American country, that you date like crazy, because women are going to make it a little bit easier on you, but not because you're American, not because you're foreign, because the entire culture around dating is completely different than it is in the United States. So if you do it, go have some fun. Build some confidence with these women and bring that confidence back. It can translate into how you interact with American women. Just know that the pace is going to slow down. If you don't know much about pacing, I just made a video about pacing with interacting with women in the United States. So if that's something you're interested in, you should check out that video. And if you want help with your dating life, if you want to work with me one-on-one, you absolutely can. Just click the link down below to schedule a call and apply for my one-on-one program. We just got some openings in on the program starting at 2026. So I'm very excited to bring some new guys in. So I'd love to have a conversation with you personally. If you're an introverted, analytical guy, software engineer, gamer, or a nerd, you're my bread and butter. So click that link and let's have a conversation. Otherwise, guys, that's all for this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.